Hello, scientists, and welcome back. Today's assignment that we're doing is going to be a 2-day assignment, so I'm going to come down to my 11.13, Endangered Ecosystems. Okay, the directions is what you're listening to right now. I am going to click on the document here and open this up. And I'm going to click on download so I can open up a copy on my desktop. Okay, from here I'm going to click on enable editing. All right, so we've been talking about ecosystems and how the ecosystems and our food webs and our food chains are fragile. If one thing is taken away, it can throw off the whole food chain or food web. So we're going to learn more about it today. So as we work through this, I want you to think about, why do some plants and animals thrive while others do not? Okay, so on the third page, there's 2 links here of the most endangered and the most threatened species. And these have both plants and animals. What you're going to do today is pick one of the little critters from one of these websites. So I'm going to go to this one just for right now, just so we can look at it. And I am going to scroll through. So this is 50 of the world's most endangered species. So I'm going to look through and I'm going to pick one that catches my eye. So you can see we have different plants and we have fungi and we have insects. We have all kinds of different things. Oh, look at this guy. The devil's hole pupfish, one of the rarest fish in the world. The devil's hole pupfish can only be found in a single limestone pool in one of the hottest places in America. Devil's Hole, a 93 degrees Fahrenheit offshoot of the Death Valley National Park in Nevada. The pupfish is just an inch long, and while their habitat is fenced in for protection, their pool is still subject to human interference, which is said to be the main cause for their population decrease. So we know that people are the main cause of there not being a lot of the pupfish. Okay, I'm going to come back over to my document. And I am going to move down to slide 4. Okay, so I chose an animal. Circle 1. The name of the organism I chose. Let me scoot this up. So I am going to insert text box, and I chose the devil's hole pupfish. Cute name. This is where it lives. Okay, if I come back over, I know it tells me where it lives. It lives in Death Valley National Park in Nevada. And let me think. No, it's not letting me copy it. So that's okay. I can write that. Death Valley National Park in Nevada. Okay. So I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to insert text box. And it lives in the Death Valley. Now yours might be different depending on which critter you chose. Death Valley National Park in Nevada. Okay, it's endangered, threatened because, well, it's endangered or threatened because, number 1, it can only live in one place. And number 2, it tells me that human interference has caused their population to go down too. So I'm going to come back over here. It is endangered, threatened because it only can live in one place, and people have disturbed its habitat. So people have disturbed where it lives. Okay. Use your research to help you develop a model of the flow of energy in an ecosystem. Show it below. Okay, well, I know, first of all, that it's always going to start with the sun. Apologize for my screen. My screen doesn't like it when I draw. So I'm going to have my sun. And then the devil's pupfish, let's see. We need a producer here. So I need something that maybe, we'll have to see what the devil's whole pupfish eats. I'm not sure what it does, what it eats. So, oh, it's going to let me copy. No, it's not going to let me copy here. It's okay. I'm going to open up a new tab. And I'm going to type in devil's whole pupfish and food to see what comes up. Okay, and here, look at this. Diet. The devil's whole pupfish feeds primarily on algae. Okay, well, that's what it eats then. So it eats algae. So I can come back on over and show my flow of energy because I can insert my text box that the devil's whole pupfish eats algae. Or, I'm sorry, the sun grows the algae. And then the devil's whole pupfish eats the algae. There we go. So I'm showing my flow of energy here. It's hard for me to type that. Okay. All right, so that's all I'm doing on Thursday. Once I'm done with this, I'm going to come over to Files. I'm going to click Save As. I'm going to click Browse. And if you have a better way to save this, you can do it your way. I'm going to save it under Documents. And I'm going to just rename this Science. And I'm going to do Devil's Whole Pupfish, DHP for Devil's Whole Pupfish. And save it. And that way when I come back to it on Friday, I'll be able to find it easily. Okay. Now, for Friday, what you are going to do is you're going to think about the ecosystem that your organism lives in. Okay, so we know in an ecosystem many things interact, many organisms interact with each other. So think about what your organism needs to survive. And you are going to create a wanted poster for a producer, consumer, or decomposer that would help your organism survive better in their ecosystem. Okay, well, I know my devil's whole pupfish would survive better if it could live in other places, but that's not what it's asking me to do. So it's asking me for a producer, consumer, or decomposer. Well, I know my devil's whole pupfish eats plants. It eats algae. So I'm going to maybe create a new kind of algae for my devil's whole pupfish. So I'm going to draw algae as green. Let me see. I'll make some. I'll do some different greens in here too. Make it really pretty for the devil's whole pupfish. Maybe I'll even add some other colors. We'll do some flowers on this algae. This is a pretty algae. Okay, and I'm going to put in here, wanted. Are you, algae, looking for a new home? Come visit the devil's whole pupfish. Sorry, my screen just went blank. There we go. For a great new space. Okay, so my devil's whole pupfish would love for this algae to come visit their only home where they live in Devil's Hole. So you are going to create a wanted poster for your organism. And remember, you are going to choose a producer, consumer, or decomposer that would help your organism survive better. Okay, I hope you have fun doing this. See y'all next time.